Good morning. Good morning. There was about 5 seconds there where it might have been a little awkward. I'm going to kick us onto the FM, but I hit the button and I didn't know if it was starting or not, but I got Kinsetta in studio. We're going to be having some fun. You doing good, Kinsetta?
I am. I'm so excited to be here.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and flip this over onto the FM, and then I'm going to get this video shared and everything else, and we're going to have a good time.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It's 10:07 on a Thursday. I got Kinsetta, Maceo, Sims here in studio. Going to be talking about a lot of stuff. Kinsetta, how have you been, though? How's everything been going?
It's been good. I've been really busy. We got through the Christmas season. It was better than ever for, the shop. And now I'm rolling into springtime, Mardi Gras time.
Get even busier.
Yes, we got a lot of stuff on deck. I'm super excited to share all that with you today.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will go to Maceo's, in Galveston and get Christmas presents.
They do.
Yeah.
I do a lot of gift baskets. I do a lot of corporate baskets, catering, but everybody wants to buy our seasoning, our spices for people. The little, our little number 6 is what we call them, our little containers. And we do little gift pack sets. So we have a 4 set or an 8 set. And then I started doing a spaghetti box. So that's like a spaghetti dinner. So our famous Maceo tomato gravy with pasta, olive oil, balsamic glaze, some dipping spice. That's another huge favorite.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. So if you're just joining us right now, we're having some fun. I got Kinsetta here in studio, and we're going to be talking about the first annual, and it's not an annual thing, it's an inaugural event. Can you let me know what is the event called?
Oh my gosh. So I'm so excited to announce that I am hosting with a wonderful team the Dickinson Little Italy Festival of Galveston County. It's our first year. We're going to be holding it March 14th at Dickinson City Hall, which is at the intersection of 517 and Highway 3 in Dickinson. It's going to be an all-day event packed with all kinds of good fun time stuff to do.
So the city of Dickinson has some cool things and events that go on, but this is going to be the first of its kind for a Little Italy festival. So what can you expect? What's it going to have?
Oh, my goodness. So, I've had this dream in the making since Harvey. After Harvey, I really felt like I wanted to do something cool at the shop, and of course, with my family history, I felt like an Italian festival would be really cool because you only see one in Houston once a year, and with Galveston, with so many events that we have, I really thought, hey, this would be a really cool thing to do, and I've been kind of marinating on it for a couple years, but someone reached out to me. One of my neighbors actually reached out to me and said there was a group of people in Dickinson that wanted to start a festival, and they thought I should get in on it. So I agreed, and I went to the meeting, and the energy of the people who I'm working with. I mean, they're dedicated, they're excited, they're ready to make a really great event. So, getting together with them for a couple hours, it turned into us putting together a festival in 6 months.
Yeah. Are they Italian?
Yeah.
Italian roots?
Yeah. So we have a couple people who aren't, but, that's okay. That's okay.
I'm everybody. Not Italian, but I want to attend.
Come on.
Everyone's invited.
Everyone is invited. It's a free event. We're going to have food vendors. I'm asking that all vendors, I'm welcoming anybody to come as long as you have some Italian cuisine to offer. And then we have some really great non-food vendors. I'm in the works with doing a little mini car show. We've got we've got the Tarantella dancers, which are.
Is it Italian cars only though?
No. So I'm gonna have. I'm working on Italian cars for sure.
Yeah.
But we've got some really great sponsors from the area that are gonna have some nice cars put out as well. But yes, I will. I'm working diligently to get some Italian cars out there. So we've got the Tarantella dancers. We're working on grape stomping, spaghetti eating contest, and we've got a gentleman flying in from Sicily to sing. So he's
legit.
He's legit.
Yeah.
He had to translate our communication on the internet through email because he speaks Italian.
Can you share more about the dancers? What kind of dance is that?
So it's a classic Italian folk style dancing. They dress up. They're so cute. I grew up with a lot of them in Galveston. Melanie's one of them that She's such a sweet girl.
Mm-hmm.
I hope she's going to be there. But it's a group of Italian men and women that get together and they dance, and it's really cool. It's a cool thing to see. I can't do it, but I'm sure I could maybe try if I really tried.
They should do a class, and they probably do.
They should do a class.
Have
That's
people.
a great idea.
Okay, so the other thing that stood out to me first, whenever you said the dancing people, and I was like, I need to know what kind of dance is going on. The second thing was a spaghetti eating contest.
Yes.
What's the details? It's just like, hey, you have a certain amount of time. Because I thought about doing that with tacos for a Taco cook-off.
You should do that, little mini street tacos.
But there were some people saying like, well, people could eat a lot of tacos, and then I was saying if it's timed or I mean, you're still working out the logistics.
Yeah, I am. I'm playing with it either being timed or doing a pound of pasta and whoever can eat the most, and then weighing out at the end. So I don't know yet. I don't know. It's still up in the air, but that's gonna be one of the things that Maceo sponsors for the event. So
bringing and providing the Maceo's pasta.
Yeah.
Okay, another thing that I wanted to bring up, and I watched the entire video. I saw you posted on social media. There was these two Italian grandmothers, or one was
oh my gosh,
one was a grandmother, and the other was her niece.
Yeah.
The niece didn't speak any English.
None.
And they were serving frozen, like freezer section pasta of different kinds.
It cracked me up. I was rolling, and the funniest thing, I completely forgot about this, but so I used to go to Camp Champions growing up for like 10 years, 12 years, and my very first camp counselor, Erin Richardson is her name now, so I believe it was Smith then. But anyway, so she commented on that post, and she was like, she said, when I watched this, I saw you as a 12-year-old in Red River, New Mexico when we went on our ski trip, and you were complaining about the food. Oh my gosh, I was so embarrassed because I was like,
facts.
That
was
she was like,
wasn't it?
this is fake cheese and all of this. Anyway, so it was so funny though because I completely forgot about that. But she's like, I always knew you were a force to be reckoned with when we sat down at that restaurant.
Well, when she reminded you and brought that up, did you remember?
I remember sitting in that little circle booth in this it was a cute little Italian place. But I'm used to my family's food, so it was hard for me to eat. I mean, still to this day, it's hard for me to eat Italian food out because I'm always sizing it up, which is if you are Italian, I don't know if other cultures do it, but if you're Italian, you're gonna do it. It's inevitable.
Yeah, I grew up eating all kinds of food, but I do like, Mexican food and Tex-Mex, and whenever I've gone to other places, I size it up by what's back home. Yeah. And it's never as good, in my opinion. But
but then again, that's what you're used to. So that's what your palate is used to. So, now I know to take it with a grain of salt and really look at the dish for the dish and for the area and, instead of what I'm used to.
I guess here's the other thing. So anytime I've ever made spaghetti at home, I go to the pantry and magically there's a container that has all of these really hard noodle sticks. And when I was a kid, I would take them and eat
Chew
them.
on them, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. It just comes that way.
Yeah.
Right, but I didn't know. And to this day,
that's so funny.
I just need to get into the kitchen at Maceo's.
Yeah.
But somebody makes that, and how?
Yeah, wait, makes the gravy or makes the pasta?
The pasta, right?
I don't make my own pasta.
Okay.
That's one thing that I want to learn how to do. And I've got a gentleman who comes in all the time. His name is David. I always forget his last name. But every time he comes in, he says, "Oh, I made this pasta or I made this bread." And I'm like, "David, teach me." And so he'll just, typical Italian, he'll just rattle off the recipe and tell me how to do it. And
you need to pull out a phone and record.
Yeah, let me
write this down.
Slow down, But I'm a watcher to learn. You can tell me all day and I'll pick up on it, and I can usually recreate what you're telling me. But if I can watch you do it, I got it.
Yeah.
So I just need to take a class or have my Uncle Vic teach me. I think he makes pasta. I made Italian sausage with him.
Really?
Day after Thanksgiving this year. First time ever making sausage.
Is it hard?
Was awesome. No, it was easy. It was so much fun. It was so much fun.
What all goes in there?
So we made it with pork, and then we have an Italian sausage blend that we make for him. So, we've got the spices, and we toast our fennel, and then just grind up the meat. We grind it a couple times, and then case it, and that's it. But it's like an all day process.
You got to roll up the sleeves, and this is all you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
No really playing on the phone because you're going to have sausage hands.
Yes.
You know who else has really good sausage?
Tell me.
The Polish.
They do.
Polish sausage is amazing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. They really do.
I don't know what it is. So I was at Pierogi Queen the other day, And I
Where
was
were you?
asking at Pierogi Queen.
Oh, okay. Oh God, I want to go there.
You need to go.
I saw you post about that, and
Yes.
then I'm not gonna lie, I had a dream that here I am, y'all. This is really real. This is me. I had a dream that I made, and I don't even know like what a pierogi is. Is it like a little like?
Imagine
pastry
it's like a pastry, so
Okay.
it's like a pasta that their own, but then there's different ways to prepare them. But go ahead.
So in my dream, it was like a little, and the closest thing I can say is like an empanada, right?
Right, yeah.
And I'm in my dream, I was like, I'm making pierogies, lemon
Yes.
curd pierogies, and like I made this lemon curd, and then I made the pierogi, and I was ready, and I woke up, and I was like, I've got it.
Yeah.
And I should have written the recipe down because I had it. Like I had it all figured out. I made it. And I didn't even know what it was, but you posted something about it, and I was like, "Ooh, I got to go
Pierogi
there."
Queen.
Yes.
So, if it's an empanada from the Hispanic culture.
Yeah.
It's probably like a dumpling, in the Asian cuisine.
Right.
And then I guess it would just be in Italian culture. It's just like pasta. I guess
like
that's what
a
it is.
calzone, maybe.
Yeah, calzone.
But a calzone's really big.
Yeah, just a
So-
baby calzone.
Yeah, I don't know what would equate to that.
Yeah, but they
Maybe
prepare
someone
them.
can tell us on Facebook.
There's a lot smarter people on Facebook
Yeah.
than us in here.
and they also
that's for
have
sure.
Google.
That is true. So I know they'll do the pierogies like pan fried or deep fried or
Uh-huh.
steamed or whatever. I usually get them pan fried because
Yeah.
when I go anywhere, I usually ask, "How do you prefer them?" Or like, typically, "How do people eat this?"
Yeah.
You got to try it this way. But I had it that first time, and I didn't even ever try the other ways.
The others, yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like dumplings. I prefer it pan fried
Yeah.
than steamed
Mm-hmm.
or fried.
So the Italian festival, I'm going to say
Yes.
the official name is the Dickinson Little Italy Festival of Galveston County.
Yes, I've gotten caught. I should say I catch myself saying the Dickinson Italian Festival just to make it easy.
Yes.
So if that is a mouthful for you, you can just roll with that.
We can just say the DLIF
Oh gosh,
of Galveston County.
a lot of letters.
Yeah, that may make it even worse.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to be your favorite part of the entire event?
It happening. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. My favorite part is going to be everyone's faces. Like at the shop, my favorite part of being open is having customers come in and just be so happy to be there and to enjoy the food or whatever it is they're buying. So that's something that I'm looking forward to the most with the event. Bringing people out, bringing the community together, and just providing a really great event.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
can tell you right now, my favorite part's going to be the spaghetti eating contest.
I need you to sign up for it.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Let's
Yes.
do this.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
I've got
think I
some-
could do good.
I think so. I've got some people in mind at the shop, like Meatball Paul. I'm going to call him and tell him, like, hey, game time.
Okay, he
Like,
probably
start
has me
preparing.
beat. He probably has me beat. If his nickname is Meatball Paul.
I know. I call him that, and it's so funny because, it's just, and he's been a customer for so long. He got his nickname because I was somewhere, and he was like, oh, you're Maceo's. I want to order some meatballs. So I said, okay, and I put it down in my phone. I said, don't forget. And I'm going to put you down, Meatball Paul, so I don't forget your name. I'm going to put your name on your meatballs.
Yes.
And he didn't come. He paid me then
Yeah.
for like 10 meatballs and then didn't come get them. And so I was like, okay, I understand. So he came in later, like a month later or something. He was like, I forgot, I'm so sorry, but the name stuck. And it's
Meatball
so
Paul.
funny. Yeah. So when he comes in, he and my dad often match like their outfits, and he's probably my age, and so he's just, one of our favorite customers for sure.
But your dad's a stylish guy, so that's like a compliment.
He
yeah.
wears, he's got his outfits for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
How big are y'all's meatballs?
They're a quarter-pound each, and I stuff them with mozzarella cheese on the inside.
Yeah.
fresh
So
mozzarella.
a quarter pound,
So you get a half pound of meatballs with
like in
your
an order.
Mhm.
Okay. So he ordered 10 of those.
Yeah.
What happened to those? Somebody ate them. I'm sure.
No,
right?
if someone purchases something, I'm not gonna like eat it or resell it. I
Yeah.
think we ended up having to throw them out because it was. I mean, he didn't come get them, and they sat and sat and sat.
Yes.
Finally, I was like, "Me, Papa, I don't know what to do."
Just that. Yeah.
So.
3 weeks later, when you come in, it's like, well, here's your meatballs.
I
You
know.
better eat them.
If it were a different day and age, I might do that, but I'm not that kind of person.
So at the store, can you let everybody know where is Maceo's?
Yeah, of
It's in
course.
Galveston, right? But
Yeah.
where?
So we're located at 2706 Market Street. So that is 27th and Market in the downtown area. We're in the West Market District. So if you are getting if you get a little map, we'll be listed on there. Otherwise, Galveston is so easy to navigate. It's 123 ABC.
Yeah.
Except when you get north of Broadway,
Mhm.
then you get Winnie, and but keep that in mind. Harborside is A, and then Broadway is J. So everything in between. Market Street is D, Avenue D, technically.
So what's up with the construction over there? Because they're making it look really nice.
It looks so good, doesn't it?
Yeah, how's it going?
It's good. It's good. They still are working on some little, final details, but Market Street is looking good. I know that they've had to go back and do a couple things here and there where they didn't quite get it right the first time, but
Happens.
it does. It does. It's not as they did it really quickly. So 45th Street, not so great. It's looking like a 2-year project.
Yeah.
Which I think they kind of projected that, but in all reality, that's really hard for the community. It's hard for businesses and people residents who live in that area. But Market Street, it was a breeze. They came in, they did my block within, it maybe took a week or two. So it was a good thing. My dad, of course, was the what do you call it? A superintendent?
Of course, yeah, superintendent.
When they were on our block.
The foreman, calling the shots.
The foreman, exactly. So he was out there telling them that he wants to step here and make sure you don't do this there. And,
yeah.
So we got a little, our block got jazzed up a little bit.
Yeah.
For that.
So
we have an extra
did it?
step.
They did it?
Yeah, so the curb, when you come to the shop, you'll see that there's an extra little curb that none of the other blocks have, and it's because my dad.
Just ask.
Yeah, well, he was like, I can't step up that high.
The chickens can't get up the door there.
Yes, little Miss Martha.
Yeah, y'all have one chicken?
She's the lone bird.
She's rocking it, huh?
That's it, and she rocks it. Like the block is hers, and people. It's so funny when you have first-time guests come in and they're like, "Do you know there's a chicken outside?" And sometimes I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's my girl Martha." And then sometimes I'm like, "There's a chicken," and then they get a little panicked, and then I'm like, "Nah, I'm kidding. It's my girl."
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
But she's had articles written about her.
Yeah.
She's famous.
Like your cat.
Like my cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jerry. He's the best.
Yeah. So tell me, can you tell me a little bit of history? Like, how long has the chicken been there?
So my husband bought me my chickens. I had 5 originally as babies, and when was that? I think she's like 4. No, she's 5 because we got him. She's either 4 or 5.
Yeah.
He got him for me before we got married. But so there were 5, and then I believe that some coyotes got the others. Maybe someone took some.
Free chickens, they thought. They didn't know.
Gracie, one of our favorites, just died. Naturally.
Yeah, chicken years. Is it kind of this similar to dog years?
I don't know how long they live, but
Google
every
that.
day I'm grateful that, Martha May is still there. Or I call her Marthy, really. That's
Yeah.
what I call her. So.
Right.
But,
so whenever you get to Macio's, you're going to see a chicken, an extra step.
Don't be worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a huge mural on the side. Take pictures. Actually, we have a new mural inside. So one of my girls who works for me, her name is Taylor Trimble. She is going to SCAD in Savannah right now, which is an art and design school. She is a phenomenal artist. The way I met her mom, we were at the nail salon, and her mom was like, "Look what my daughter can do." And I was like, "Your daughter's awesome." She's like, what do you do? And I told her, and she's like, "My daughter needs a job." I said, send her in.
Cool.
And from then on, Taylor's like so great. But anyway, so my dad asked her when she came back this Christmas to paint a picture of the Balinese room menu, the front cover. So it's a girl with flowers, and it's a really, really beautiful picture. So he asked her to paint it on the wall as a mural, and she had never done anything on an actual wall before. So this is her first piece of that medium. But it is phenomenal. And when she got to the face of the girl, I asked her if she would paint her face into it to kind of like leave her mark on it. So if you know Taylor, you'll recognize her in the photo on the wall, or not photo, the painting on the wall. But she looks just like the girl on the menu.
Yeah.
So it fits, but it's so beautiful.
Right.
That's one thing that you need to check out, and that's above our new booth in the shop. So we tore out all of our wholesale. We moved it to a warehouse to create more space in the shop. So we're jazzing it up. We're expanding. We're doing great things.
Yeah, the Balinese room, that's like a big part of the history of Galveston, right?
Yes, yeah, yep,
Yeah.
for sure.
And, the Maceo family is also a big part of Galveston as well.
Absolutely.
So I saw something really cool on the internet that there is an authorized biography of your family.
Yes.
What's the name of the book?
So the name of the book is The Maceos in the Free State of Galveston. It's by a dear friend of mine, Kimber Fountain. She is one of my favorite writers in Galveston. She has written a couple books on Galveston. So she's written the Seawall Chronicles, the Red Light District, and now the Maceos in the Free State of Galveston. She has always been super interested in Maceo history and what we did. And she kind of explains that in her article that was released in Galveston Monthly this month. But she did her due diligence. She researched, and what you've noticed in the past is that other authors never reached out to the family and never got firsthand accounts on anything. And that was one thing that she did. She went out of her way to talk to people who knew of that era, or maybe are still alive, who have some kind of recollection, or have stories, or firsthand accounts. But with that, she also fact checked it, and she fact checked everything. And I mean, she even is as real to say that in her Seawall Chronicles book, she didn't dig as deep as she probably should have, and she's exposing like the truth in things in this book, where so she's like admittedly saying, hey, like this is real, this is the truth. And even though all of the other books and everything out there says this is what really happened.
Yeah,
so
we need more of that.
We need more of that.
Yeah, but it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do.
No, and she rocked it out in less than a year. This all came about. We hosted her book release for her second book at the shop, and she came inside. It was at the end of the event, and I hosted it for her because I think she's awesome. And I told her, I said, hey, so when are you gonna write a Maceo book? Just kind of like joking with her. And I'm telling you, her face lit up, and she was like, are you serious?
Can I? Yeah.
And I was like, what? Yes. If anybody's going to write it, I want it to be you, because you are real. You don't sugarcoat things. And she's such a beautiful writer, and, she would do us justice. And she did. I mean, I've started reading the book, and it's awesome. She starts from Sicily and the climate in Sicily when my family was there, to when they got on the boat to come here, and then all the way up into where we are today.
Really?
Yeah.
So like the spice and the import company being started, because how it started, it wasn't originally a restaurant. Is that right?
No. Yeah, we were just and she kind of follows the name and the legacy with it. So with the spice company, my grandfather started as it was like a hobby of his, and he just sold to like 4 or 5 restaurants in the area, and he only did bulk spices. He only did garlic, black pepper, onion, and I don't know what the 4th one was, but he only carried like 4 spices. And then my dad, he started doing a little more. My dad came in. My dad expanded it. My dad's a restaurateur, so he started bringing in specialty items that chefs couldn't get on the island. And so it'd be easy for them to pick up. And then that kind of morphed into our retail shop. When my grandfather retired is when we started doing more of the sandwiches again. And which, goes back to when my grandpa was little in New Orleans with the little push cart with his uncle. So, you've got this like progression of this business that has grown and grown. So then my dad and my grandfather got together. They started making blends for restaurants to keep quality consistent.
Yeah.
And then you had random people coming in, knocking on the door at the wholesale shop saying, hey, can I get a little sample of, can I get a little bit of the steak seasoning or the seafood seasoning or the all season?
That's what I'd be like, can I get a little sample of the meatball?
Right. And my dad finally said, we could open up, we could sell retail, and we could open up and sell these instead of just giving them away. So then they started doing that. And then, that morphed into what it was pre-Ike. and then Ike knocked us out of business. My grandfather passed away, and then my dad was really sick, and it was just kind of a slow progression of rebuilding. And then when I came down to actually go to nursing school after my dad had his liver transplant, and I started working at the shop just like in the front as a cashier, and I saw maybe like 5 or 6 people a day. They'd come in, get a muffalata, and buy a couple spices. I mean, it was like nothing, and I have that like that drive in me that like, hey, this isn't enough. Like, we need to do more. We need to do more. So I kind of expanded the restaurant. I expanded with marketing and advertising, the shop, and now it's morphed into a venue, catering, a solid restaurant location, lunchtime. We do special events. It's turned into something that I think my grandpa would be proud of.
Yes. You mentioned the wholesale moved out of there. So you still do wholesale and
Absolutely.
then also retail?
Yes. We just, so before pre-Ike, we had 2 locations. So where we are now was our wholesale building only. So we packed and blended spices there. And then on 25th and Market was where our retail shop was. And we kind of bounced around our retail shop, just kind of growing and growing and growing. But when Ike hit us, we lost everything. So we had to rebuild, start over with, what we had. And we owned the building on Market Street. So it was like, let's just put everything in here.
Yes.
So that's what we did.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So Market now, you mentioned there's a new booth. There's like, because I know there's like the big table and there was like limited space, but now there's a little bit more.
Yeah. So when we moved the wholesale out, we moved it to a wholesale building, just like a warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And we took that space and turned it into more seating for customers. So we actually put in a booth under the Balinese room painting
and the mural and everything else. That's pretty cool. I need to get over there.
Yeah.
And I need to see that. It's not easy to paint on a wall or do art in general, but then you put it on a different medium that you've never done before. That's really cool.
She is so talented.
Yes.
So my dad's got a list of things for her to paint. But she's in school now over in Savannah, and she keeps in touch with us. She just a couple days ago was sending pictures of what she's working on now. And I mean, the girl's got talent. I'm telling you, she's going to go places with it.
Okay. So the book, what's it called? And I know there's something cool going on Saturday.
Yes.
What can you expect there?
So you can expect some really great food. You can expect to meet the author, Kimber Fountain. We're gonna put some food out, and we've got music. No live music. We're just keeping it simple. But it's gonna be from 6 to 9 at the shop. It's gonna be inside and outside. If it's too cold, we'll probably kind of try to keep most of it inside. But I anticipate a pretty good turnout. Kimber's gonna assign some books, so you can get the book ahead of time. So that's February 8th, right? Yes, February 8th from
Saturday.
6 to 9 at Maceo's. So that's 2706 Market Street.
And people will be able to pick up a copy of the Maceo's in the Free State of Galveston there?
Yes, she'll have them for sale. And she will be signing them as well. So you'll get a signed copy, which is awesome.
Cool. I need to learn more about local history because, the Maceo's, and then I hear Free State of Galveston.
Yes.
I'm just like, it sparks curiosity.
Yeah.
I'm like, what does that mean? Was there an unfree? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. So, and kind of what she means by that is that it was just unregulated. And Galveston was like an island of its own, that it was just kind of like, we do our own thing down here.
I feel like it's kind of that
like
way.
Still that way.
Bit.
Yeah. It's so funny. But it's like that mentality, that like, we're going to kind of do what we want to do. You can come join us and come have fun with us, but just know that we're on island time.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's kind of what she refers to. And the best thing about it is she explains all of that. She goes into the political climate, the everything that played into the time of when all of this stuff happened. So it's so cool. I really think you should read the book. In her other 2 books, if you want to know about Galveston history, like, that's your girl.
Yeah.
And then also the Galveston Historical Foundation and the Dickinson Historical Society are also 2 really great organizations, nonprofits that have dedicated themselves to preserving history and, like, sharing history. So those are some other areas you could reach out to.
And that brings us around to the Italian,
the
Little Italy Festival, because they're a part of that as well.
Yeah, so we're working directly with the Dickinson Historical Society to put this on. And I think that's a really great partnership because, we're trying to share our Italian history and culture. And, because, Galveston County has such a huge population of Italian and Sicilians. And it's, we've been here and our culture is so strong. So it's exciting that we're able to share these things.
Yeah.
With everyone.
One thing you mentioned earlier was if you are a vendor,
yes,
you request that they serve something Italian.
Yeah.
And in my head, I took that as if there was a taco truck, hey, you got to have, work it into your menu. So even people, there's going to be all kinds of stuff.
I'm okay with Italian infused stuff for sure. I want some classic Italian, some real good Italian stuff. But if you love it, if you love the culture and you want to be a part of it and you want to make an Italian style taco, come on, bring it. Bring it.
Maybe just don't invite those Italian grandmothers from that Facebook video.
No, let's do it.
Maybe, if they like it, I guess that's a sign that it's legit.
Maybe you could win a prize. Have those little ladies, walk through.
I think just seeing them smile and give me a hug would be enough.
Yeah.
That would be like more than anything.
Yeah, so heartwarming.
Knowing that I'm accepted. So
yes.
you said the location earlier, but where is it again?
Yeah, so it's going to be at Dickinson City Hall on the ground. So it's an outdoor event. Now we also have some really cool stuff that is going to be indoors. So inside the Dickinson Library, we're going to have a kids section that they've got activities, face painting. They're going to teach the kids how to speak some words in Italian. They're going to do some, did I say arts and crafts?
No, you didn't yet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so arts and crafts. They're going to read some books, keep kids entertained indoors. And then also inside City Hall, we're going to have a family historical section. So Italian families that settled here and want to share their story, we're opening that area up for free for you to come set up your table and, give a little information for people who want to know more about, the Italian culture in Galveston County.
Yeah.
But everything, all the vendors and all the fun stuff, the bocce ball and the bounce houses and all that good stuff is going to be outdoors on the grounds at City Hall. So that's 517 and Highway 3.
Okay. You said the bocce ball?
Yes.
What is that?
So it's an Italian game. What could I compare it to? Like
hacky sack in my head. It's like, we just call it bocce ball.
No, it's more like you've got a mallet and you hit the ball and the ball and then you hit the other ball.
Like croquet?
Like croquet, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar.
And then, but it sounds like hibachi. That's the first thing that came to mind. I was like, hibachi ball, that sounds like it's going to be a great time.
Catch the shrimp.
Yeah.
So, that's a really fun game. So we've got that. And I've got a new gentleman came on yesterday. Actually, we had a meeting and he joined us and he has some really great ideas. So he's in charge of activities. So we're just going to kind of, grow and morph it. I want it to be fun and I want it to be filled with things for someone to do. So you're not just like walking in and there's 2-3 things and then it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Sometimes people aren't open to suggestions, but I have found whenever somebody has a suggestion, it's like, you know what? That's great. You should run with that. Let's work together.
Yeah.
That's like God telling you that that's what you should do, and we can make it work.
Yep.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
So when is it? When is the festival?
The festival is March 14th. It's a Saturday, the last Saturday of spring break. So if you're out of town, come home Friday. Because you're going to have to come home Friday anyway.
Yes.
Because, you got to get ready for school. So just have that extra day and spend it in your community. March 14th from 9:30, we're going to do a little St. Joseph's procession. We're starting at one spot and going to the little St. Joseph altar. And that's very popular in the Italian culture as well. And we're kind of doing this event close to St. Joseph's Day or San Giuseppe. So we're going to do that to start off the event, have it blessed, and then, kick off the event. So it's going to be, like I said, all day, and we're spacing things out, like I said, all day throughout the day that it's, fun stuff all day.
Yeah. So this will be the first of many.
Many. Yes.
Yeah.
I look forward to doing this until I'm, too old to do it.
Yeah. And then you can pass it down to the cat.
Yeah. Jerry would be such a fun one to do. He would make it a great event.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, okay.
But he's Scottish. So maybe he's got,
a different fusion twist.
idea. Yeah. So I mean, he's got to make some like Scotch eggs or something.
Yeah, I went to Scotland for my senior
Did you?
trip. Yeah, it was awesome.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, and so with the food, I'm down to try pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Especially, I may never eat this again. Because I was in Scotland and had like haggis and just any of the, like, what do the locals eat? I want to try that.
Yes. I thought you were asking me, and I was like, I don't know. Destin, can you weigh in on that?
So with Macio's, if somebody goes, like even today, what do they have on the menu?
Oh, you know what today is?
Is it meat?
It's spaghetti and meatball day.
Yes.
Yeah. So
it's always a Thursday, I guess, whenever you come in.
Well, I guess, I don't know, which is funny because I usually have to be there for spaghetti and meatball day. But so it's from 11 to 3, we serve our full menu, and then our special of the day is spaghetti and meatballs, which is what everyone comes in for. I had a customer of mine ask me 2 days ago, Monday, and he said, "What if you served spaghetti and meatballs every day?"
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I was kind of like, no.
But why? Is it just like a lot of work to prepare or just to make it special?
Well, to make our gravy, we make our gravy in-house. So, it takes about a day or two to really cook down and get right. So for us to do that every single day is, we're a little kitchen. It's not like I have a regular restaurant. It's the epitome of like a mom and pop or a mom and daughter, or dad and daughter, I should say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just we work with what we have, and it's a very limited space. So when we do specials, it's like the spaghetti gravy takes over, the stove and all of that. So it's kind of like a one day a week thing. Yeah,
and gravy is the appropriate name for it.
Yes.
So you can say like sauce. Or...
Some people say suga.
Suga.
Which is
what does that mean?
Essentially the same.
Okay.
Same thing. It's just another way to say it. So yeah, and then other people say marinara, but that's a different. So gravy is, and this is one of my favorite things that I went to the Garlic Festival in July, and there was Tom Colicchio was there, and I sat down to watch him, and I recorded his entire performance or show or whatever you want to call it, demonstration, because I think he's so cool. He was talking about, and he's from New York, and he was talking about how when he has Italian history, and they used to cook with garlic and this and that, and the house always smelled so good, and on Sundays you had your Sunday gravy, and oh my goodness, I geeked out over that because I was like, yes, thank you, it's gravy.
It's gravy.
And then he heard me in the audience, and that made me feel even better because he was like, it is gravy, and this is why it's gravy. Because when we cook it, we either put some kind of meat in it. So typically we'll do like a pork roast, right? So you sear it, you roast it, and then you throw it in the gravy and you let that cook down. So it's kind of a meaty gravy, but it's not like a bolognese, So that kind of...
I don't know, but I know you know, but it's okay. I'll follow along for the sake of this program.
Yeah, so...
Of course, yeah, they're kind of like bolognese. Okay.
Right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, sure. I know exactly what you're talking about. So it's this and the pork breaks down to like nothing, and it's so cool because here's a little tip for y'all. If y'all come in on a Thursday and you get spaghetti and meatballs, you can ask my server, usually Aubrey or Kim or whoever's there, me, my dad, whoever, and say, hey, can I get a little bit of pork in with my sausage or meatballs? And we won't charge you any extra, but we'll throw a little piece, like a chunk, because usually there's some pieces that haven't spread out and kind of not dissipated, but kind of mixed all in. So we'll throw in a little extra chunk in there. And if you're a regular, you sometimes will get a little surprise in yours and have like a chunk, and it's, oh my gosh, it just melts in your mouth. It's so good because it essentially it cooks and then it just falls apart and breaks down in the gravy. And that was something that when my mom taught me how to make our gravy, that's when she told me, when it's ready, when that pork just falls apart. And it's like, okay,
so it just falls apart and it becomes a part of the gravy.
Yeah.
And so it's not like the chunk, but if you find one, you go in and ask today, you may be lucky.
You'll probably get a piece.
Okay, so we have some questions that have come in. And I'm going to type these out as you say it. So they want to know the address, the hours, and is there an online menu? So what's the address?
At the shop. So my restaurant is located at 2706 Market Street in Galveston, Texas. And I
What's the hours?
So we're open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 5. You can get a muffalata anywhere from 11 to 5, which is what we're known for. One of the things we're known for.
And if you haven't had one, you need to go get one.
You need to get
today.
one.
Yeah.
Yes, they're so good. And if you don't know what it is, it's an Italian style sandwich with a house-made olive salad, ham, salami, provolone cheese, a little more olive salad, and we melt that down. And our bread is phenomenal. And you just take a bite. And I have so many people that don't like olives or
That's
don't
me.
like what
I don't, but I've had it and I love the
sandwich.
sandwich.
And what I tell them is try it, and if you don't like it, I'll buy it and I'll get you something else. And I don't think I've ever had to buy someone's lunch. I don't know if they just are nice, or really truly it's it's because it's so well balanced and the flavors all complement each other so well that it's delicious.
Yeah, it's the different flavors that come in and they just work together, and it creates something like you've never had before.
Oh gosh, it's so good.
Yeah.
So I highly suggest trying that out. And we do a lot. So if you're doing any, Mardi Gras parties or anything like that, we do a lot of catering with muffaladas, red beans, gumbo during this time of year. So, Yeah,
you can feed a lot of people. That's, with between gumbos and the muffalata, because it's a big sandwich.
Yeah.
Like how big is that?
It is about 9 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
And then it's probably like 2.5, 3 inches high. So it's a lot of food.
Yeah,
there are people who come in and can eat the whole thing, and I can eat like a quarter, and I'm like stuffed, right? Like I am tapping out. I'm done. And then I've got people who come in, they order the whole thing, and it's okay. Is it split for 2? And no.
Yeah.
And I have to ask this question because you have a lot of first time guests that think our muffalata is similar to like Schlotzsky's or other places, and they've done their own thing with it. I don't know what they're doing.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say the only other place where I've ever seen anything similar was at Schlotzsky's, but it's not what it is.
It's not the same at all.
Yeah.
And
it's a different sandwich.
So there are rules that we have. So our muffalata, I will cut it into whatever size, but I don't make any substitutions on it. I don't change anything because my grandfather taught me this is how it's done and this is how we serve it. And he never made changes to it. So, I'm honoring that in him, that I don't make changes. So if you want extra olive salad or you want extra cheese or you want no cheese, then I politely ask you to take it off yourself, or we'll put it on the side and you can put it on.
it's like a King of the Hill. It's like then we politely ask them to leave. You are not welcome here.
Right. I would never do that. But if they get upset about it, too upset, then I say, well.
No, you can order the meatball.
But I do give them options. So if they want something similar to a muffalata, but they don't want the olives and they're just adamant about not wanting to try it, I direct them to the po' boy without dressing, which is essentially the same meats and cheeses on French bread.
You'll have a shrimp po' boy too, right?
I have we do a Cajun shrimp po' boy. It's so good. And right now my dad's doing a lot of oyster po' boys, so. And he's got the best oysters.
Are they fried oysters?
Yes, fried. Which I hate doing fried stuff, but for oysters, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Sure. I'm a fan of oysters. Are you a fan of like any way or no?
Any way. Yeah. Any way you can do them. They're one of my favorite things.
And for you, too, I'm going to say garlic.
I love garlic.
You love garlic, right?
I love garlic. You know that.
I do. I do know that.
Oh, gosh, I love it. It's so good. I've been known to keep roasted garlic on my desk and just eat it.
Just eating garlic.
And the garlic, makes you smell like garlic.
Yeah.
So,
but
don't get crazy.
My wife likes garlic too, so it's okay.
It's so good for you. It's good for, garlic has so many health. Oh, here we go. Okay. Garlic has so many health properties. It's good for everything. It's an antimicrobial. It's an antibacterial. It is, good for your heart, your liver, your kidneys, your circulatory system. It's good for your digestive system. It just is an all-around really great thing. It's gone back into history. The Chinese used to use fresh garlic to mend glass.
Really?
Yes.
You can do that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, you back in in the Egyptian times and even the Civil War, they would use fresh garlic and they would put it on open wounds because it would kill any kind of bacteria or whatever. Or they'd make you eat a bunch of garlic, to keep you healthy.
Yeah, I've just been eating it. I didn't know it could do all that.
Yeah.
I need to do some research.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I've done my research.
I haven't. I did not do my yet. I'm gonna go find like a garlic podcast. You know it's probably out there.
I think I have. Well, you know what?
She's like, actually, I have a podcast.
Yeah. There are some podcasts out there. You'd be surprised they're not as many as you would think. Maybe I should do one.
You should.
But yeah, I taught a class at Ollie, which is a Lifetime Learning Center in Galveston through UTMB. It's the Oshner Lifetime Learning Institute. But I taught a class on garlic for them, and that was a 2.5 hour class that I talked about garlic. And I'm going to tell you, I used up those 2.5 hours. So if you want, you can take a little mini class. I won't charge you.
Yeah. So this is Erica Peace, who's come in studio before. And
that's my girl.
She said it helps with vampires, which is
It
also
does.
a fact.
Yes,
yeah.
there you go. I don't know.
movie.
I've never seen any vampires.
It just had a lot of garlic around. You don't have to worry about it.
I exude garlic, so they're not coming anywhere around me.
We're not going anywhere near Maceios.
No.
Or the Little Italy Festival. No, not going to be there. There's going to be a lot of garlic. Is that an Italian culture thing, or just like, hey, a taste? I just like garlic.
We love garlic.
Yeah.
It's one of the best things to eat and to cook with, and garlic kind of crosses all cultures.
Yeah.
There's a few cultures that don't really touch on garlic too much, but if it's really good food, it's got garlic in it.
Yeah.
Shh.
Yeah, I got garlic in the refrigerator. I don't know where you're supposed to keep it, but I just get it from HEB, and it's like already cloved.
Okay,
like a little thing, and then just kind of like.
Yeah, you can keep that in the fridge. If it's a whole pod, you can leave it out.
I should be writing this down.
Yeah,
like garlic tips.
Like I said, I'll send you the presentation.
Okay, yes.
It's like 12 slides.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you can keep it out. It lasts for like 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you're as passionate about? You got
cats,
garlic.
You know this.
Your cat.
Cats.
Yeah.
Oh, I love cats.
Italian food, Maceios,
Italian food.
family history.
Yeah. I don't know. Those are the things that really, you talk about cats, you talk about food. I'm really excited. I'm going with my husband in June to Israel.
Really?
Yeah, we're going with Brian Haynes with Bay Area Christian Church.
Cool.
There's a group that he takes often, apparently, but I'm so stoked to go. So we're going for 2 weeks. We're going to be hiking.
Wow.
They told us it's like 8 to 9 miles a day, like up.
Are you going to prepare for that? Like
yes.
just start walking a little bit?
Yeah. So we got our packet that says, this is kind of what to expect. And if you start doing this workout, and get comfortable with it, it'll be fine. So I've got that on deck. I haven't started 100%, but I'm working on it.
But I have it.
I'm working towards.
That's a step in the direction.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So so we got fitted for our shoes, and it's just going to be a life-changing experience. That's all I've heard. My pastors and good friends of mine went last year, and while they were there, I felt it like in my soul. It was like, you've got to do this, you know. And
has that been something that you've always wanted to do, or then here more recently in the past year or two, you're just like, yeah, that's something I need to do?
It was something that I want to travel. I want to go see different cultures and experience. But I never really thought about it. But there was something that happened when they were there that it's like, in this, the only way I can say this, like, it's like God spoke to me and was like, you got to go, and I felt it like deep in my bones that I've got to experience this. Like, I have to go there. And it's so funny because when they got back from the trip, they said, they told Destin, they said, hey, I think we're going to, be able to sponsor you if you want to go. And he was like, yeah. And I was stoked for him. I was like, you got to do this, And then he got a call a couple weeks later, and they said, do you think, Concetta would like to go? And he asked me, and I was like crying.
Yes.
I was like, oh my goodness, like, this is unreal. But, God works in awesome ways, and that is, this is one of them.
Yeah.
So we're so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to experience, what we're going to see. And it's like
Food.
Everyone that says there's no explaining like the like the experience unless you're there. It's just it's a deep connection, and I'm looking forward to it.
Have you researched the food? That's what I would be doing. Like,
No, I haven't.
what do they eat?
But from everyone that's gone, they've all told me you're gonna love the food. And if my friends are telling me that, and they know me, and they know who I am, I think I'm gonna love it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's like a once in a lifetime. I mean, obviously you may go multiple times. That'd be really cool.
Maybe.
But some people do not ever
go again.
leave the island.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's a really cool thing.
Well, I can say I've never been to Europe. I've only been to Canada and Mexico and Belize. So this is going to be, I have a little bit of anxiety to fly over there because I used to love flying when I was little, and now I get nervous. And I guess it's because, I don't know,
Airplane food. It makes you nervous. That's what
right?
it is, yeah.
I don't know. It's just being up. I'm scared of heights, and so being up in the air with nothing under you, there's no, that kind of scares me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
I got you.
So, and to be on a plane for that long. Have you been overseas?
So when I went to Scotland.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, and it was, I don't remember how long, because that was a long time ago. I'm getting old. And it was so we went into, what's the name of that place? Yeah, we flew the long trip, and then we landed, and then had to take a little hop to Scotland. But yeah, it was a long time. And so my trip up there, I was really comfortable. There was extra seats on the plane.
Oh, nice.
My trip back, I won't say exactly who I was sitting next to, but they were a figure at my school, and I was crunched against the window, and I was miserable. It was just I just wanted to cry, literally cry, and I was just trying to go to sleep. Because the way there was so much fun, and then the way back, I was just I can't move. it was way too long.
And then you're tired from the trip.
Yeah.
And you just want to get home.
And they didn't have, now if you go on probably overseas, there's TV screens.
Yeah.
And all we
back
had.
then, no.
Oh no, we had a CD player,
Your
and
CD
you were limited to My Little Book, and that was it.
And you can only carry so many CDs with you, so you're listening to that same song over and over, and then you can't turn the light on because the person next to you is sleeping. Oh, man, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Those were the days, huh?
Yeah.
Kids these days don't understand.
No, they don't.
They don't.
My son's the DJ of everywhere that we go. He's calling the shots.
Right? Hey, Siri, play this.
Exactly.
And you're back in my day.
Yeah, that was not a thing.
Oh, my Siri's.
Yeah. He's yeah.
My Siri's. How can I help you? You need to unlock your phone first. Thank you.
Let's see. We got we have a minute or two left.
Oh, cool.
So let's remind everybody what's going on Saturday.
All right. So February 8th, this Saturday, from 6 to 9, 2706 Market Street. We've got the book signing with Kimber Fountain for Macio's in the Free State of Galveston. Be there or be square. And then March 14th, I'm super excited to announce the Dickinson Little Italy Festival of Galveston County. Come out. There's going to be food, non-food vendors, lots of activities, family friendly. It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right.
Yeah. And find us on Facebook and follow. We're putting updates of what we've got going on. It is a month away, so put it on your calendars.
All right. Thank you for hanging out today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
This is KHEA Radio.
Bye, y'all.
99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. I'm Gardy. Concetta, you're awesome.
Thanks. So are you.